This one's going to ruffle some feathers. People come to me all the time and they're thinking about holding a live event and they're like, what should I do? I've got 10 people I could have speak, or I want to do a 2-day event instead of a 3-day event, or maybe I want to do a 5-day event. Here's the thing. Don't reinvent the wheel. Until you have mastered the 3-day event, there's no reason to go outside of that. And we know after holding more than 100 events for people that there is a very specific process that works. So I'm going to jump into some of the biggest mistakes that people make and what you should be doing. This is the framework that has produced, I would say, over $1 billion last year through live events. If you're new to our channel, my name's Steve Werner. I've helped hold more than 100 live events, more than 400 virtual events, more than $150 million in sales from stage. So let's jump into it. What is this secret framework? The framework is really simple. It's a 3-day event with no more than 2 external speakers other than you. And what you want to do is you want to meet people where they're at on day 1. You do not want to overteach. You want to focus on the first 2 to 3 big pain points that they have. You want to use stories and you want to meet them where they're at so that they know that you understand them. If you can repeat their biggest pain points that they can't articulate all that well back to them in a way that makes them feel seen and understood, you're now going to be in rapport. You want to get them into a little bit of momentum on day 1. That's the first piece. Day 2 is where you make the offer. We like to make the offer before lunch. If it's on a virtual event, that's going to work really well because you're going to have the most people in the room. If you're at a live event, which I like live events better than virtual events, but either way, if you're at a live event, you also want to do this before lunch. This is when people's energy is the highest and they're the most leaned in. If you do it after lunch, you're going to have a lot lower energy. And if you do it at the end of the day, you're going to lose a lot of people. Now, there's 5 key things that you have to do before you make the offer, and I cover those in a different video. But the first day is where you meet them. Make sure you're in rapport. Do not overteach. This is the place that people make a lot of mistakes. Day 2, you want to start off the day and you want to really turn them on and show them one big thing that they can have that they're going to move forward in their business or in their life. You want to really impact them right there in the morning and then start to help them and stretch the gap. Then you go into the offer. In the afternoon, this is where a lot of people make mistakes. They either start teaching everything that they know, or they bring in auxiliary speakers that teach other pieces. This just creates a lot of confusion. Instead, you want to help people overcome the objections that have come up from the offer, but you do this by content, lightweight content that helps them move forward and reframe beliefs. Then day 3 is called the money day for a reason. You're going to have, I would say, roughly 25 to 30% of your sales come in on day 2, but then a lot of your sales are going to come in on day 3. It's people that went home, they slept on it, they thought about it, and now you really have to move the needle on day 3, and it's not more content. It's showing them that they can do it. The biggest thing that stops people from buying is in their head, they say, I've tried other people's programs. I've read books, I've watched videos, I've taken action, and it hasn't worked for me. Day 3 is all about getting them to understand that it can work for them. There's very specific content that you put in there, and the biggest mistake that people make here is they just overteach. They think that teaching people and giving people more information is what's going to move them forward. That does not help people reframe beliefs. It actually does the opposite. It makes people feel overwhelmed and that they can't do it. The other big mistake that people make here is they have auxiliary speakers come in, or they sell a cheaper version of their product. Nothing can be worse than doing a downsell on day 3. You want people to feel a little bit angsty and like, I really want to buy this, but I can't. If you scratch that itch by selling them something cheaper, you're losing a lot of sales. So the framework, day 1, what are the 2 to 3 biggest pain points? Meet them where they are at, articulate their pain back to them in a way that is better than they can do it in their own head. Day 2 is about stretching that gap, getting them into momentum, and then showing them how you can help them. Day 3 is where you help them overcome their internal false beliefs and reframe that they can do this. If you follow that framework, you will have a great event. Client came to me a couple months ago and I have to do a 2-day. I have to do a 2-day. 3 days are too long. He hurt his sales because he did not want to listen to me. He lost that entire day 3 of sales because he only did day 1 and day 2. This is the structure that has worked for well over $1 billion in sales across the coaching industry. It's something that we've helped hundreds of clients implement. If you'd like more information, you can click on the links down below, and I will see you in the next video.